Hello, everyone, and welcome to Millennium Voices. So, this is a new podcast series that we have introduced, and the idea behind it is to introduce to you leaders, alumni, industry members that can come and bring forward their voices and discuss their, experiences with us, and to be able to give us that experience in a very short amount of time that might be able to help one of us. So today we have a very distinguished guest with us today. Welcome, Ambassador Masood Khan. Ambassador Masood Khan has previously served as the Ambassador of Pakistan to the United States as well as to China. He's also the permanent member of the United Nations. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you so much.
It's been absolutely an honor, having you here. And we've come across your profiles previously before your joining of TMUC, and it's something I must say we're all very, 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 we look up to it. We're very impressed by it all. So, sir, today, I think one of the first questions that I have for you is, you're a very distinguished diplomat once we talk about, bureaucracy itself in Pakistan. So what exactly is your vision for TMUC?
I've recently joined the TMUC.
Yes.
It's a great institution, and I've been associated with TMUC for years, for a decade now. As a matter of fact, it started out in 2015, and I was here in this H11 campus to inaugurate it. In fact, the British High Commissioner inaugurated it, but I was also invited to launch it.
Okay.
So I have a very strong, very positive association with the TMUC. I have seen its evolution over the years, and it has been tremendous. I think behind it is the vision of Dr. Faisal Mushtaq, who is the founder and the moving and driving force behind the entire enterprise called the Millennium Universal College.
Yes.
So I think that, but it has created connectivity.
Certainly, yes.
Pakistani students studying in United Kingdom universities and getting state-of-the-art education in advanced disciplines. So this is, and it has made a mark over the years. It has the maximum cohort of transnational education students in Pakistan, 5,000 plus. So I think that because of its association with the universities like the University of London, University of Hertfordshire, Royal Holloway, London School of Economics, and UCA, it's a prestigious institution. So I think it's recognized across the country.
Yes, certainly.
And of course now across the continents in the United Kingdom.
Certainly, sir. That goes without saying. So, sir, of course, you are a very distinguished diplomat in Pakistan, and you have had a very diverse career as well. How do you think your career has, I wouldn't certainly use the word maybe help, but certainly, how has it made you feel like, yes, that, the TMUC does have that place for you to grow as grow the institution itself? How do you think that your skills come up and sort of lead to the growth of TMUC as a group?
On my social media platforms, I used to describe myself as a diplomat, a politician, and I have added educationist.
Yes.
All right. So I think this is a privileged position. Education is a priority for Pakistan. Education is a priority for me.
Yes.
But you've asked about my experience and how I would relate it to my present position. Well, I have served, and as you said in your introductory remarks, that I have served in China and the United States for very long periods. As a matter of fact, I was in China for 8 years, and I was in the United States for about 14 years. So it's a long period, and I used to go to the universities. When I was a student in China, or when later on I was serving as a diplomat or as an ambassador, I would go to the universities. And it was my aspiration that Pakistani universities should also be competitive.
Yes.
And when I came back from United States this August, and I had a conversation with Dr. Faisal Mushtaq, he invited me to join TMUC. And we had some initial discussions, and I made up my mind. I said that yes. Because this is where we can assure quality in our education, higher education sector. This is where we can transnationalize education, where we can also absorb the ambiance of foreign education, foreign prestigious and recognized institutions of the United Kingdom. So that's why I'm here. But let me tell you that in my diplomatic career, I would always interact with the students and faculty of the United States, of Switzerland,
Yes.
I would say Holland, and China in particular, many other places. So this is the right place for me right now, and
we're, of course, honored to have you with us.
thank you.
We do, I think, as being a part of this organization myself, I can certainly say that yes, having you here has, at the very least, changed the way we envision the future of TMUC.
Thank you. Thank you for that feedback.
Of course, sir. And yes, I've actually followed some of your visits to the different universities, especially around the US. So those have been on my, news feed, and I'm like scrolling through them here and there. But sir, when we're talking about education being such a competitive market, it is in Pakistan, it is internationally, it has to be. It is where we basically build the leaders of tomorrow, the thinkers of tomorrow. Where do you think in a modern institutional education system, what exactly are the skills that you are looking to see in the students of TMUC today?
As I said right in the beginning, the TMUC has done well in the recent past, and particularly in the past decade, and its evolution has been steady, but at an accelerated pace.
Yes.
But it's not traditional teaching. Of course, it's in-person teaching. There are online courses also,
Yes.
online inside Pakistan. But the curricula is given by the United Kingdom
Yes.
universities, and so it is internalized here. So you prepare people for the market. You prepare market-ready products. So that's what is required, and that's what's being done. But one big disruptive force in all sectors, particularly in the education sector, is AI. Or new technologies. So we have to be, this institution has to be transformative. It has also to be a catalyst so that we can prepare the students for the future. And the TMUC leadership and its faculty and its corporate team, they're preparing a new environment. They're preparing for a new environment,
Yes.
Which would use new technologies and make them an essential part of our education system. The other thing that I want to say is that we call this system TNE system, transnational education.
Yes.
So in the past, education, although of course, after the Industrial Revolution, education, and during colonialism and post-colonial period, you had a bit of universalism in education. It was not that one education system would be confined to one region or one country. But now is the time for universalization of education. And I think that TMUC has taken that first critical step.
Yes.
In this competitive market. Competition is good because it keeps you on your toes.
Or keeps you learning.
So
yes.
by connecting TMUC students with the United Kingdom, and this is going to expand in the future. So the TMUC is investing into the future.
All right, sir. So I think there's another question that I'd like to ask you. So we've mentioned the importance of artificial intelligence and the way it seems to be growing internationally. And certainly there's an emerging market for it here in Pakistan as well. So again, because TMUC students themselves, once they graduate, they do have to survive in the very competitive market that we have. How would you say TMUC bridges the gap between very traditional education versus giving those skilled, tools necessary for students to be able to survive in the market, especially if they're trying to, sort of make their way into emerging markets or industries that we have today?
I think you've already answered that question, but let me elaborate. I'd say that the TMUC, to prepare the students in the entire TNA system here within its own realm, should take two steps. One is to make full use of new technologies.
Yes.
generative AI, blockchain, 3D printing, robotics, and all that. And they must scale up their preparations for that, and they must move fast because there's no time to lose.
There's no time to lose, yes.
And you don't do catch up with old technologies.
Yes.
You have to
Let
adopt
it
these
go.
new technologies. And in this, I mean, online learning would be a big part of overall learning and teaching. So we need new gadgetry, we need new tools, we need new toolboxes, as a matter of fact.
Certainly.
And so we'll have to discard some of the
Old ones.
old models and methods.
Yes.
Now, this is one thing. Second is that this has already been done by TMUC, that you have to universalize education and you have to work in tandem with the international institutions, whether that is the United Nations or the Bretton Woods institutions,
Yes.
or the new institutions which are coming up, like you have, for instance, the BRI, the Belt and Road
Yes,
Initiative,
yes.
it has its own banking system, or there are many other organizations which are thinking of new financial institutions. So you have to be aware of the entire emerging ecosystem. And one thing that the TMUC has already done voluntarily, as a matter of fact, they have introduced the implementation of all the Sustainable Development Goals in its curriculum at various levels.
Yes.
So this is a very, very environment-friendly campus that you have. And in continuation of this commitment, I think that TMUC has made good contribution about consciousness awareness
Yes.
in regard to the climate disasters and climate change
Yes.
and its implications for humanity. But I think that it would remain a big contributor. And if I may add, I alluded to it earlier, that we can't have pockets in terms of education. You see, because the students graduating from TMUC campuses, they will have foreign degrees,
Yes.
and they would be market ready, so that they can be employed as freelancers in e-commerce business, or they can be recruited by our conglomerates and enterprises, or the enterprises abroad.
Yes.
I mean, they're ready to go. Our graduates will be ready to go to the United Kingdom, Australia, United States, Canada, New Zealand. These are the English-speaking countries. But they
Yes.
will have a market all over the world, because English is now lingua franca of the
Yes.
entire globe.
Certainly, certainly, sir. And lastly, sir, so of course you have there comes a lot of responsibility when you have a position as the president of TMUC. So I'd just like to ask you if you could briefly explain to us the vision that you may have for TMUC, let's say for the next 5 years, 10 years. Where do you see TMUC after, let's say, a decade?
Well, I think that it will experience exponential growth, and everybody should be ready for that.
Yes.
Because you will need more resources. You will expand, and it's possible that after you have excelled in domestic markets, you may have campuses, affiliated campuses,
Yes.
in the Gulf region, for
Yes.
instance, in the Middle Eastern countries, or in East Asia. So what I want to
Yes.
say is that the vision is very big. And it's also an interface. I mean, if you look at the Roots Millennium system or the Millennium Education system, it also creates an interface between the international education and national education.
Certainly, yes.
So I think that my vision is fast growth and highest quality, that the quality of the TMUC is recognized by higher educational institutions
Yes.
and corporate sector all around the world. Now here, just one thing, that how can this be done? I mean, easier said
Certainly,
than
yes.
done.
It's a
So
very
I think
big vision
that we need to gear up, as I said earlier, for this challenge. But at the same time, I think that we have to evolve our culture further. And I'm going to talk tomorrow in the annual colloquia, and the subject assigned to me is from silos to synergy. So
Very
when we
interesting.
would change that mindset, corporate mindset,
itself,
then we'll succeed. And the growth, as I said, would be exponential.
Certainly, sir. I definitely agree with that. I think instilling a very strong professional work ethic in your basically your colleagues, it's very important. And I think if you have a shared vision, that certainly goes a very long way to be able to bring that vision to life. Thank you, sir, once again for coming today. We hope to have you with us again very soon. And thank you for parting with us on giving us your wisdom, being able to just give us whatever guidelines we need as employees, as students of TMUC, and anybody who's viewing this, who's maybe interested in coming at TMUC. I think you've really enlightened us. So thank you so much.
Well,
sir.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for your
Of course, sir.
interview, and very smart and sharp questions. And I want to thank Ms. Warda Yusuf for overseeing this project,
the process, the whole
and
process
driving
itself.
it forward.
Yes.
So
certainly.
thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
It's great to talk to you.
Very nice talking to you, sir.
Okay.
We'll invite you soon.
Okay.
I hope you do like to visit again.
Sure, definitely.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.